themselves and tell. I want you guys to tell our viewers a little bit about RunAdhaan.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Rabab Mushtaq. I am one of the co-founders for RunAdhaan, and
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Abid Hussain, and I'm another co-founder of RunAdhaan. I'll get right into it and let you guys know what RunAdhaan is for those viewers who do not.
Please tell us exactly what RunAdhaan is.
Well, there is no running. I know that is a common misconception that we do get, is that there's some type of 5K or 10K that's incorporated with it, but I don't exercise, so you don't need to worry about that, guys. What we do are charity runs, and our main objective is to help those who are in need. Our main slogan is there's two types of people. One is either your brother in faith or your equal in humanity, and we really embody that in RunAdhaan. What we basically do is we make care kits and some food, and we go out into New York City and we give them to the people who are less fortunate. Give them a meal for the night and a snack for the next day.
So, exactly how did RunAdhaan get founded? Who started RunAdhaan?
so that would be me. It was in 2014. It was my first year at St. John's, and St. John's has this program where they do something similar as to ours. It's actually only exclusively for the Catholic Honor Society. So one night during my first year, my roommate called me up and she's like, "Hey, the Catholic Honor Society has a spot open. Someone dropped out last minute. I can get you in. You want to participate in a midnight run with us?" And I was like, "Sure." So I went, and it was a group of 8 people, and they were making sandwiches and stuff, and we went into the city. We went into the city, and it was really spiritual. We gave out food, we gave out peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I was really moved by the end of the night, and I was like, I need to do this more. And I went online, and I was like, hey, is there any Muslim organization that does this? And I couldn't find anyone. And from there, the idea started to boil in my stomach. And
So, how did that make you feel when you couldn't find any Muslim organizations doing this?
It was sad. It was really sad, to be honest, because when we talk about RunAdhaan and why we started, like, one of the reasons is to give the youth the opportunity to do certain things like these, right? And it sucked because it was like my first year at St. John's, and Friday, Saturday night, everyone goes to, like, they go out and they go to, like, the lounges and bars and stuff like that, but we should have different opportunities to do different things, and it was sad, and I'm really glad, alhamdulillah, that we got to open this store for the youth and for ourselves especially. So I was really happy, but I was sad at that moment, and the idea started to boil from there, And then the summer came around, Ramzan was around the corner in 2014, and I went back home, and I saw my high school friends, my high school Muslim friends, and Saif was one of them. And I was like, hey, Ramzan's around the corner, can we do something like this? And he was like, sure. And a group of us got together, we made food, we went into the city, and everyone, mashallah, had such a great time. And that night I was like, this has to continue. We have to continue doing this. The Muslim groups have to do this. It shouldn't be only the Catholic Honor Society, right? And Abid has been my childhood best friend. And I went to Abid, I ran through this idea with him, and he's like, let's execute it. And this is where we are now.
So Abid is basically your backbone on this.
He is. Without him, RunAdhaan would not exist, to be honest.
Wow.
It was a little bit of both of us. She has the ideas, and I executed the ideas. A lot of us are always a lot of talks.
So what was the emotions when Rabab came to you and she was like, hey, I want to start something like this? What was running through your mind?
And right away it was like, let's do it. We'll figure out a way. We'll figure out something. We'll do it. Regardless of how we do it, we'll figure out a way. It's not something that we need a crazy amount of capital. It's not something that we need a crazy amount of people. Even if we fill a car up and we just go and we hand out food, what's the worst that can happen? We feed some people.
So when you guys did your first run, what was that experience like exactly? Run me through the day of exactly from morning till you guys got back to your bed.
So the first one I can't remember that much because it is 4 years ago. My memory is not that great, but I can tell you what our normal runs do go by. So the day starts, I would say, maybe like 3-4 o'clock-ish. We meet at the mosque, at least a group of volunteers, not everybody.
Which mosque?
It is Al-Iman. It's a private school. They gave us access to the private school to use their kitchen, to use their assembly hall and whatnot, and that's where we start our runs, and from there we go to the city. So when we get there, we bring all our supplies, all the necessary items that we're going to be handing out, the food that will be made, the ingredients, everything that's needed, and we set it all up. It's me, Rabab, a couple of other our volunteers. We'll set everything up. Around 7 o'clock, we ask everyone to get there, and we split everybody up into groups. We'll have certain groups working with the food. We'll have certain groups working with the care kits, and then some people working with the clothing, so on and so forth. We're there for I'd say about 2 hours. About a half hour before we leave, which is around 8:30, we do a little spiel with everybody, just letting them know what to expect, just general manners, that sort of thing. And then at 9 o'clock, we head out into the
So who gives the general spiels?
Rabab and I.
So Rabab, run me through a regular spiel.
So it's kind of more specifically a safety protocol that we
Okay.
do. So one thing is, it's really important our generation's glued to our iPhones and our, whatever the technology it is. And we love to take selfies. So when we go into the city, you guys have to be really careful because sometimes people are not in the right mental state. So you want to protect yourself and you want to protect everyone around you guys as well. So we tell you guys to put your cell phone away. But it's also really important to not, take selfies while you're giving out food to the less fortunate, right? Because think about how they feel. So we give this whole spiel and we tell them, hey, put yourself in their shoes, think about it, and don't do that. Aside from that, we also want to respect our neighborhood. We're going to the city, don't make a mess. Be safe. There's no need to honk. There's no need to double park. We have the time. We're not in a rush. So it's everyone to be safe, everyone to take care, keep your eyes open, take care of each other, and also think about what you're doing. Be aware of what's going on,
So what are the different type of emotions when you guys get in front of a person who's very unfortunate, who's going through a very dire need, and you go up to them and you're giving food in these care packages? What are the type of emotions that you guys receive from them?
Happiness. A lot of happiness. There is one specific time that I think Rabab actually went through with the Christmas. If you want to give that story, everyone can.
So it was so we have multiple runs. We have some in the summer and we have some in the winter, right? In the winter one, we give out a lot of stuff, right? So we give out blankets, we give out hats, gloves. These are things that are essential. Think about we get cold in our house. Think about these guys outside, right? They need these things. So when we give these blankets and hats and gloves, they get really, really happy, right? And it was a winter run where it was an old man. His jeans were ripped, his hands were cold, but he was standing there. We gave him the goods. He was standing there and he was watching all of us give one after another food, right? Because there's a line waiting for us. And we were all noticing him, and he had a huge smile on his face. And I asked him, I was like, how are you feeling today? And he looked at me, and tears started to roll down his eyes. And he was like, it feels like Christmas, so thank you so much. And at that moment, I had the young volunteers around me as well. And at that moment, it hit us because it's that we have the ability, within 3 hours, we had that ability to channel a holiday for a non-Muslim and to make them so happy. And the things that we give, it's not just for 24 hours. The things that we give last them for months, So there's a lot of emotions that night. There's a lot of spiritualness going on as well.
So walk me through exactly what's in these care packages.
Sure. So in the care kits, we have sanitary items, pads, Q-tips, nail clippers, toothbrush, toothpaste, basically hygiene kit. It's a hygiene kit for a week or so. It should last you maybe a little bit longer. With that, we also put in socks and gloves, depending on the weather, hand warmers, and I'm thinking blankets, our emergency blankets. They're very small, compact blankets. They're probably like this big, but they go completely around you, and it uses the sun's heat to warm you, so they last a while. We found that
it preserves the heat.
Yeah.
So when they wear it, it's like it stays with them.
It preserves their body heat, and it works really well.
It's like a thermal.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's very thin. See it, you wouldn't think it does anything, but then when you wear it, you're like, wow, this is actually very warm.
And what's the cost for these kind of blankets?
I would say it's probably around $4 to $5 each.
Wow.
Yeah, but they're worth it. They're absolutely worth it. Just knowing that someone is getting warmth that day, because we're all bundled up and we're still freezing.
I agree.
You have to imagine what they're going through. So we try to make it as easy as possible, and then that's our main goal.
So you buy these $4 or $5 blankets, right? How long do these blankets last?
Those last about 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, we trying
more than one as well. And it's not just like one packet for each person. We give, I think, 2 to 3 packets.
So basically, last them a month and a half.
Yeah.
to go through that, at least that worst part of the winter. Normally that January, February time is the hardest part of the winter, so we try to make it as easy as possible we can for them. And it's the monetary amount is somewhat significant, but it's the residual outcome that we get out of it really makes it worth it. Like a monetary amount really does not make a difference. If we don't have our Starbucks coffee for a week, it won't kill us, but a blanket for them for a month will actually possibly save them. And that's what we think about when we're doing this.
So I have another question for you guys. With all of these stuff you guys are giving out, right? How are you guys getting funded?
Crowdfunding. It's a lot of just donations. Our first initial couple of runs was just family members and the volunteers themselves giving money. But mashallah, a lot of people are giving randomly, anonymously. We have GoFundMe, we have Venmo, we have different outlets.
So if somebody wanted to, like you said, Venmo and GoFundMe, what are the ways to reach you guys if somebody wants to donate money to you guys?
You can contact us. Our email is RunAdhaan, RunAdhaan @gmail.com, and we can tell you the different ways that you guys can donate to our cause.
There's also social media. Can't forget about our social media. Everyone's huge on it right now. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's at RunAdhaan, and she spelled it out for you. So go on. You can DM us.
Spell it again for our viewers.
It's at RunAdhaan. And you can DM us at any time, and we will get back to you in a timely manner. We'll let you know any questions that you do have, any concerns. We're there for you.
So now that there's so many organizations out there who are doing these kind of things, right? Why should somebody want to work with you guys?
So there's two. We actually talked about this before. So there's 2 aspects to it. One is an Islamic aspect, and then one is just for your own benefit. You want to talk? I'll talk about the Islamic, and you can do that.
Okay, I'll start it off. So one of the ways, it's the networking aspect of it, being with people of your age, of your culture, your just your environment. It's being.
Let's run it back real quick.
Yes.
What is the age groups of your volunteers that come out with you?
It varies from about 18 to 35 to 40-ish.
Mm-hmm.
We also have aunties that come and help with the food because, aunties love food.
Thank you.
Thank you, yes. And then from there, they usually come, they'll help when we're at Aliman. And then from there, when we actually go into the city, I'd say that range is probably 18 to 40. It does vary, but everyone's around the same age group. So it is that networking aspect of it. You have people of your age group that you can ask different things to, and you're making those connections. One of the biggest things that we do that a lot of people hate is when you come.
Complaining does not stop.
It really does not, and we're going to continue doing it. When you get there, if you're with a group of friends, you're getting separated. We're putting you all into different groups because you need to meet new people. Everyone is stuck in their clique. They want to stay with their friends, but we kind of shatter that. Go meet a new friend, meet a new person, have a conversation, because you never know what it's going to end up. I've met numerous people at RunAdhaan that have made a lot of impact on my life. And from there, it just starts the connections. And where we live, everything is connections. Networking is huge. And everyone is so embodied with just their friends. We make sure that you have that entire group. And then there's the Islamic aspect of it.
Yeah, so just, kind of summarizing his point up, it's you're forced, you walk in with your bestie, you're going to be forced to be separated. You're going to be forced to be separated, right? We have different stations going on. So you might be needed to be a leader in the peanut butter and jelly sandwich station, right? And then your friend might be needed to be a leader for organizing the clothes. So it might be annoying. We do hear the complaining, but I kid you not, at the end of the night, you guys have an amazing time. We see you guys build bonds, and these bonds have lasted till now. We started this, in 2014, and we still see these bonds continuing. So it's really cool. Like, it might be a little nervous. I get anxious as well, but it is fun and it is worth it at the end, and I think that's what makes us different. The other aspect is we're focusing on environment here, right? So the environment is amazing, but it's also, we take pride that we're Muslims. So it's a Islamic environment that we're in. And what I like the most, I always think about, is the ayat, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that I created human beings and jinns for no other purpose but to worship me. right? And when I think about this ayat, when you think about worship, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't say, pray to me 24/7. It does include prayer, but prayer also, it comes in, ibadat comes in many different aspects. It also comes in service to others, right? So when you're in this environment with all, it becomes a Muslim fraternity and sorority when you come to Ramadan, right? And everyone's in a good environment. And then the other thing I think about all the time that we give, aside from other organizations, is a hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it was basically, he said that if you are in a good environment, right, it's as if you walk into a perfume store and you come out smelling good. So it's like Bath and Body Works. You don't have to buy anything, right? Like, and you still come out smelling like a vanilla or a peach or whatever.
Agreed.
Okay, so then if you're in a bad environment, he said, it's like as if you walk into a coal factory, right? And then when you walk into a coal factory, two things happen, right? You either come out smelling burnt, or you come out smelling bad, or you come out burnt, right? So Ramadan, when you join us and the volunteers come to Al Iman School, that atmosphere that we provide you guys with, it's amazing, mashallah. Everyone's genuine, everyone's ready to get their hands dirty, everyone's ready to do work, and everyone's out there. You might be nervous, but everyone's here to meet each other and to make a difference. So you will walk away feeling spiritually lifted by the end of the night, because you do get closer to Allah, and you also made more bonds with Muslims around you. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we take pride in, and I think that's what differentiates us. We really do put in the Islamic perspective into this, and we're trying to change the motives, and we're trying to change the youth around us.
No, another question I have for you is, you're helping non-Muslims, Muslims, non-Muslims, all alike, right? If you want to be a volunteer, do you have to be Muslim to be a volunteer?
Of course not. We try to make it's open to everybody. Anyone who wants to come help, you're more than welcome to help. We are all equals. We don't. What's the word I'm looking for?
Discriminate?
Discriminate. Yes, I couldn't think of it. We don't discriminate to anybody. Anyone who wants to come, you're more than welcome to come help. We're always welcome to take volunteers. If you just give us a little heads up. We like to have our volunteers let us know who's coming and whatnot. But if you just show up, you just show up. You're more than welcome to come.
Now,
we love everyone coming.
Rabab, you just mentioned that you do get stressed, that you do have an anxiety on this like stuff, right? You have so much stress putting all of this together, creating the care packages, getting the food ready, going out all night, spending your own gas, getting out there. Is this much stress really worth it, opposed to just grabbing that same money you guys have and just donate it to another organization and let them deal with the headaches?
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt, it's worth it, because there's so many things that it's not just helping the homeless. There's so many different aspects that I think we're helping, right? It becomes a networking aspect. The young kids who are trying to pursue a career, they need help. There's someone there at RunAdhaan who's probably a lawyer already, who's probably an accountant already, and we're there to hook you up and say, hey, you need guidance here? This is the perfect person that you can meet. So we're tackling that issue over there. We're bringing people closer, but we're also tackling homelessness as well. And New York City right now, I don't know if you know, but New York City is the highest populated city with homeless people in America.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and the issues at home, and I think it's worth it. Even if one stomach is full at the end of the night, knowing that is enough. It's worth it.
Definitely worth it.
We did that. That's enough.
And one of the criticisms that we do get, well, in the beginning that we got a lot, was, why are you giving to non-Muslims? Like, there's so many Muslims around the world that need help, that need food. Why are you giving it to anybody? And our biggest rebuttal to that is, it's everyone is your equal. No matter of if they are Muslim, non-Muslim, doesn't matter who they are, what they are, they're your equal. And I understand.
We're all humans.
Exactly. We're all humans. And even I understand the fact, hey, give it to another country that they can give it to them. But the feeling that you get just handing it to a person and knowing that you're giving them that meal, that's irreplaceable. And handing out money, you don't know where that money is going. Regardless if you trust that organization or not, it might be going to their networking. It might be going to other aspects of the charity. And those aspects are important, yes, but it's nothing like actually being there and giving it to people. And that's what we strive, and that's what we tell everybody, is you're physically doing it. So, yes, I understand we can help other Muslims, but there's nothing like helping those people that are here at home and actually helping those around you.
You guys are doing such amazing things.
Thank you.
That's honestly awesome. It's very inspirational. So when is your next run?
Our next run is going to be, I hope I see you all there, it's going to be February 16th on Saturday at 7 p.m. We're going to get together at Alaman School. It's in Jamaica, Queens. It's a private school. Parking is available throughout the streets. Please join us.
It's going to be fun. It is going to be a lot of fun.
What's the date again?
It is February 16th, 2019.
And you guys have these runs how often?
2 to 3 times a year.
2 to 3 times a year.
Yeah, and we're hopefully, inshallah, we're hoping to expand on that.
So if our viewers want to participate, right, or if they physically participate, they want to donate clothes or give you guys items, how can they do that and reach you guys?
Reach out on social media or email us. Just let us know that if you will have clothing, donations, anything, just let us know. With clothing, we're more than welcome to come meet you somewhere, pick it up from your house if we have to. We're really flexible about that.
And what's your email again?
It's runadhaan@gmail.com, runadhaan@gmail.com.
And is there a phone number they can reach you at?
You can call me 516-279-0099.
Or me, 516-728-7702. We're more than welcome to take texts. Give us a call. Any questions that you have, any concerns, any suggestions, we're more than welcome for any of them. And we're always looking for new volunteers.
So if you guys were touched or moved by this interview we just did with RunAdhaan, make sure you guys reach out to them to help them in any way possible. They're doing great things. They're doing awesome things. As you can see in the pictures back here, there's a humongous volunteer group, and they're honestly doing wonderful things. I've heard about this from a mutual friend, and I just had to get you guys on. I'm not sure if you guys know that. Like, once I heard what you guys...
to be on the screen.
He's right there. There he is. So when he told me about what you guys were doing, he was like, I was just baffled because this is something that we should all be doing. And the thing is, you hear about philanthropy by people who are, really wealthy, and you're like, oh, how can I do that? But you guys are actually doing it, and that's great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We are working, trying to get bigger. Everyone comes.
Inshallah, Allah makes you guys bigger as well. Inshallah.
Inshallah. So that's all we could ask for.
You guys have been tuned into Shakil Co on America's Islamic Radio. We had the distinct honor of interviewing RunAdhaan, Rabab, and Abid. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for having us.
And I think we'll have you guys come in before the run so we can spread the awareness again.
Sounds good. Can't wait.
Take care, guys. If you guys are all tuning in, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.